The German State Minister for Europe, Michael Roth, declared that Germany has not made a decision on the recommendation of Albania's EU negotiations, as any achievements by the Albanian government must be verified by the German Bundestag. During 2017, the state budget suffered a loss of 6.2 billion lek as a result of fraudulent schemes from businesses, with the annual taxation report evidencing 228 persons. The Albanian capital can now also be considered a destination for medical tourism, with visitors, especially Italians, arriving from abroad in search of attention to their medical needs at a lower cost. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Saturday the 12th of May 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The German government has not yet made a final decision as to whether or not it will recommend the opening of EU negotiations with the European Union. The German State Minister for Europe, Michael Roth, during a conference with Foreign Minister Dietmar Buschati, said that Germany is verifying all of Albania's achievements before making a decision. Albania can continue to rely on Germany's support. Albania's path to the EU is difficult, of course, accompanied by its own difficulties. In the past few years, a number of important achievements have been noted. The federal government is verifying all these achievements, and in cooperation with the Bundestag, we will be positioned in the future for the opening of these negotiations. Arguments for the opening of negotiations are certainly not lacking. The prospect of EU membership for all Western Balkan countries, and especially for Albania, is in the interest not only of Albania and the Albanians, but also in our interest, and we must explain this to our citizens, said Michael Roth. German minister added that he has high expectations from the Albanian government and calls for cooperation between the majority and the opposition for the good of the country. I expect the Albanian government to follow the reform policies consistently, and I expect the Albanian opposition to take on its responsibilities to contribute to these processes. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to communicate with Mr. Lulzim Basha. It was a good conversation. There may be conflicts in domestic politics. It is a sign of living in a democratic system, but you must always set aside the divisions in order to move forward, continued Michael Roth. Meanwhile, the Albanian Foreign Minister, Dietmar Buschati, said that Albania has made progress, citing the reform in justice, while saying that the challenges for integration are numerous. Germany is our partner in the process of economic and social transformation. Gratitude to Michael Roth for supporting our country, said Dietmar Buschati. Buschati said the Albanian government is confident that Germany will see clearly the achievements that have been made. The Democratic Party chairman Lulzim Basha has summoned the heads of the branches in a meeting, to whom he presented the instruction for the reorganisation at all levels of local structures. The working groups at the district level will be set up by May 14th, which will have the duty to take organisational measures and invite the best and most capable human potential of the Democratic Party to become part of the process. This process is projected to last until the end of June, and then the election for the heads of the branches will begin. Each of those elected at the local level are obliged to self-declare their integrity and ethics, and they will be subjected to a detailed process to determine the purity of their figure. Resources told Aura News that beyond the written instruction, Basha has also ordered the structures and working groups to be open so that the process can be as comprehensive as possible. Basha has asked the structures to guarantee a fair process, even for those who are known as his opponents. MPs will also be part of the working groups for the restructuring of the Democratic Party, but Basha has specifically asked them not to influence the process, but to be the guarantors of a fair race. During 2017, 165 tax evasion schemes by businesses were uncovered across the country and referred for further investigation by the prosecution. According to official data from the General Directorate of Taxation, the fraudulent accounting systems used by the businesses had a negative impact of 6.2 billion lek on the state budget in total. 228 people are under investigation for these matters. Based on evidence uncovered during the tax investigation, they are suspected of creating the fraudulent schemes and of tax evasion. At this stage, none have been convicted and continue to be investigated whilst free. The tax investigation has determined that the most common cases of abuses have been especially the non-payment of taxes, concealment of income, and creating fraudulent VAT schemes. Creating fictitious schemes for obtaining VAT reimbursement also has the highest number of collaborators, with 73 people suspected of committing such an act, to a total value of 1.3 billion lek. The tax evasion crime, which has been determined to have caused the most significant damage to the state budget, was non-payment of taxes valuing 3 billion LEK, followed by the concealment of income. The investigation also uncovered, among other things, instances of illegal employment. Work on Flores Airport is expected to start in a few months. The promise was made by the Minister of Infrastructure and Energy, Damian Jignouri, during the accountability tour as they visited Vlora. The head of infrastructure also presented the plan for the construction of the new Orikum-Himara road as part of the $1 billion for reconstruction project. Flores Airport will boost the economy and employment in the area. A new road will be built to connect the airport to the highway, declared Minister Jignouri. Minister of Environment and Tourism, Veliaj, also suggested that the number of tourists visiting Vlora will increase this summer. We are optimistic that Vlora will welcome more guests this tourist season, said Veliaj. Minister Jignouri also promised the other investments in the energy system. These projects are expected to significantly increase the quality of the electricity supply. Health Minister Leo closely observed the installation of the mammography and imaging devices at the regional hospital in Peshkopia. According to Minister Leo, the installation of this device will help Dibra's women in early diagnosis and treatment of breast cancer. Also, the Health Minister, Leo, said that one of the government's priorities is the strengthening of regional hospitals to ensure they provide quality services close to the homes of the citizens. The ultimate purpose remains the elimination of long travel for the purpose of examination for diseases and surgical operations, which are often only available in Tirana. Health Minister Leo said that within the month, this hospital will also receive many other devices that will greatly improve the quality of services. Tirana is being transformed into a destination for medical tourism. Mayor of Tirana, Veliaj, met with a group of Italian tourists who, beyond receiving their dental service, also contributed to the greenness of the capital. According to Veliaj, medical tourism is very important as it brings more revenue to the economy. Many tourists, besides attending to their medical needs, also spend money in our city. Our city is one that is open-minded, holding its doors open where people speak foreign languages, where service culture is dignified and the city is of the future. Today we invest in a city of the future, and I am very grateful to Italian tourists who have also contributed in our great ambition. Many of them will come back. The first time they came to fix their teeth, maybe next time it's to show their grandchildren, explained Veliaj. Dental clinic owners are saying that the trend of foreign patients coming to Tirana to receive service is noticeably growing. The Italian tourists praised Tirana's daily transformations, with one especially noting that there is a big difference to the Tirana they visited several years ago. Enthusiastic fans have gathered outside the Altice Arena in Lisbon ahead of the big Eurovision Song Contest. 26 countries will try to grab the Eurosong crown this Saturday evening, which will be determined by the audience's vote. This is the first time Eurovision has been organised in Portugal, thanks to the triumph of singer Salvador Sobral in Kiev last year. So, for the Portuguese, this is another reason to celebrate on the final night. Among the 26 competitors, the countries of the Great Five, France, Germany, Italy, Spain and the United Kingdom, as well as the host country, Portugal, all automatically qualified for the finals. Cyprus, represented by the singer of Albanian origin, Eleni Faurera, and Israel are among the favourites to triumph, while Ireland seems to have climbed to the top of the list of fan favourites. For the first time, even Australia, despite not being located in Europe, has reached the grand final. Albania will be represented by Wegent Bushpepa with the song Mal, who will be the 12th to perform and hopefully the winner. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and have a lovely week.